way that I looked outside of the circumstance, outside of my environment, was through film, was through television, was through music. It allowed me to imagine a different world for myself. And as I got older, I realized that there is a formula, there is a mission and a real objective behind everything that we see. And quite often, the viewer is not always aware of that. And so growing up, I became influenced by all these different individuals and different things. I grew up listening to WGCI on the radio. I grew up listening to Garrison Keillor and from Minnesota Public Radio. I grew up listening to NPR on Sundays. There was a lot of moments where I was transported out of the car that I was riding in, or the bus that I was taking, or whatever challenges I was having, because I could imagine myself behind a microphone. I could imagine myself writing scripts or doing things that meant something to other people. And so media for me is not just about moving the needle in your business. It's about moving the needle for individuals who move your business, right? So I don't approach media from a tactical standpoint. I approach it from an intent-based standpoint, because as individuals and as our consumer base becomes more and more intelligent, more and more aware, it is very important that we have clear intentions behind the way that we create media. And with all of my clients and any of the individuals who I work with, I always go back to the source. Who are we trying to support and help? Because if we're not clear about that, it's going to be very difficult to meet them where they are with media. So, media for me is a way of life. It is the way that I communicate. It has created such a better desire to learn and understand people and to communicate across, communities, across socioeconomic planes, across political divides. It is so important that we learn how to communicate with one another and see one another fully. And in my work, that is the critical part of what we do, which is to create media that moves the world forward.